last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you. We will now have the placing of the POW MIA chair. This is done at all meetings of the American Legion to recognize our missing in action and killed in action. This will be performed by Thomas Schreck and Chuck Osterhout, Boys State staff.
Resolution number 288, adopted the American Legion's 67th National Convention, calls for the designated an empty chair at all official American Legion meetings as a continual physical symbol of POW MIAs and the cause for which we stand, namely their return or full accounting. A POW MIA chair is placed at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of Americans, POW and MIA, still unaccounted for, from all wars and conflicts involving the United States of America. This is a reminder that for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any American prisoners from captivity, to repatriate the repatriation of the remains of those who died bravely in the defense of liberty, and a full accounting of those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves to this vital endeavor. Sir, if you would, please place the POW-MIA banner in the empty place, in the empty chair. This banner will remain in place to our closing program. Thank you. Never forget.
Set. It's now my privilege to introduce the president of Morrisville campus, who's had a 20-year career at SUNY Morrisville. Dr. Rogers has earned the respect of the campus community and helped make the college a top destination for prospective students seeking top-notch hands-on learning, as well as talented faculty and staff. Dr. Rogers' approach to community partnership has strengthened the college's ties to industry partners, business leaders, policymakers, entrepreneurs, and others seeking practical solutions to grow New York State's dynamic economy. Dr. Rogers earned his PhD in labor economics, collective bargaining, and econometrics from the SUNY College of Industrial Labor Relations at Cornell University. He also received a master's degree from Cornell University and a bachelor's degree from the University of Massachusetts. Give Dr. Rogers a good welcome from Boys State.
Welcome. Can you hear this? Can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, Mother Nature and the powers that be don't want me to say too much. So maybe we'll wait just a minute while Mother Nature does her thing. I will say that as a college president, that has a lot of agricultural programs, this rain is welcome. So we'll put up with it because I know that the farmers need to have the rain. We do not, however, want to have a gusher so it washes away all the plants, but we'll give it just a minute. I think it'll probably blow over in just a second.
I think it's getting worse. Can this go on? Can this go on?
Can we turn up the mic? I don't know.
Oh, it's as high as it'll go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So I'm getting the signal that the rain is abating somewhat, and if I speak close enough to the mic, you should be able to hear me. There. Thank you. This facility is used in a number of different ways, one of which is our graduation ceremony. And you'll be happy to know that it can actually get much louder because if we have a bright, warm, sunny day, the roof tends to expand and makes a lot of noise. So at least the rain is a welcome backdrop. So I apologize for a long introduction. I keep trying to tell my staff not to share all the information about me because at these kinds of events, this isn't about me so much as it is about you. But I don't want you to leave here this evening without some understanding a little bit about the place you're going to be staying for the rest of the week. I think it's important that you know a little bit about the history of this college and how it sits into the higher education landscape. You can see on the sign behind me that our name is SUNY Morrisville. For those of you that don't know, SUNY stands for State University of New York. It's a system of higher educational colleges and universities. There's 64 campuses all in across the New York State. 30 of those are community colleges, and probably you live near at least one of them. The other 34 campuses are colleges not unlike Morrisville. Each one has specialized mission. You probably are familiar with the 4 university centers. There's Albany, there's Buffalo, Binghamton, and Stony Brook. In all likelihood, you live not too far from one of those university centers. But there are a lot of colleges in the SUNY system like Morrisville. SUNY was founded in 1948 in response to a lot of GIs that were just coming back from World War II, and the state was very interested in providing higher education for the GIs that were coming back after their hard-fought victories in Europe and in the Pacific. So the State University is a system you should be proud of, and as you consider opportunities to pursue your own college careers, I hope that you will look closely at the State University colleges, including Morrisville. Now, Morrisville was founded actually before SUNY. SUNY, as I said, started in 1948. Morrisville began some 40 years earlier. In 1908, Morrisville was founded, as I say, as a college with specialized programs in agriculture and technology. We'd like to remind people that we were very progressive back in the day because in 1908 we were founded as a co-educational institution. Back in 1908, there weren't very many colleges that actually had women in attendance. About 10 miles from here is Colgate University. They were not founded as a co-educational institution. Syracuse University, for example, did not allow people of the Jewish religious persuasion to enroll. There were very many restrictive enrollment for students that wanted to attend, but Morrisville, from its very beginning, simply wanted to have men and women come here to study in fields of agriculture and technology. Now, back when we started, we didn't have advanced degrees. But over time, Morrisville, as part of SUNY, developed associate degrees, and we have over 40 different associate degrees in fields related to agriculture, technology, criminal justice. So if you're interested in any particular area where you will learn a specialized skill, such as in food technology, in criminal justice, in information technology, video game programming, on and on, we have programs that are related to the field of food security, food systems, and technology. We have about 2,000 students who come here. So when you attend Morrisville, you'll be someone who's a very special individual. Our graduates increasingly come not just from associate degrees, which are two-year degrees, but also bachelor's degrees. Beginning in the 1990s, when I first arrived, Morrisville developed bachelor's degrees in fields very similar to our associate degrees, but we expanded into areas in criminal justice, in renewable energy, so that students come here and study in solar, wind, geothermal, microhydro. I'm especially proud of that program because in the past year we dedicated a 40,000 square foot building that has labs in specialized areas. So we hope that as you consider college opportunities, you'll take a closer look at the programs we have at Morrisville. We do not have programs that relate to things as strongly as liberal arts, but for every one of our programs, we have a requirement that's a fairly unique element in SUNY. In your final semester as a bachelor's student, you will enroll in an internship with an employer off the campus. Morrisville is one of the very unique colleges that requires you, after your classroom study, to find a commitment with a field supervisor in one of those areas. And I'm proud to say that all of our bachelor students have that special internship, and every student that comes back and gives a presentation to the other students and the faculty have said it was the single best thing we could have done. In preparation for a career, you spend your last semester off campus working with a field supervisor, working with a faculty member, and we believe that transition from the classroom to the world of work is a very special credit-based experience that has paved the way for many of our students. Our graduates come back and tell us that when they go to a job interview, in competition with many other engineering schools and other technical schools, an interviewer will say, do you know how to do this? Have you ever built this kind of a website? Do you know how to make a website secure? Have you ever designed a microhydro facility or a wind turbine? And many of the engineering students from other colleges will say things like, well, yeah, we had a lecture on that. I read a couple of articles on that. It turns out in Morrisville, with our facilities, a unique element of our educational experience is you have to do those things. So when you're here on campus, you will build things, you will design things, you will diagnose, you will find problems, and you will seek solutions to them, working with your students and with your faculty. Morrisville is known for its hands-on experiential learning, and the internship that we require of you is consistent with that kind of experience. So by the time you leave Morrisville, you not only will know how to do things in your chosen field of study, but you will know that you know how to do those things. And it's that confidence that makes the difference, I think, in the type of student who comes here and the graduate who pursues their livelihood after graduation. I can't tell you how many times we have alumni gatherings where alumni come back and tell us that their experience here working with other students and with faculty was a little bit different, and it was a lot more like the kind of the world of work that we're preparing you for. I know I'm not supposed to give a big commercial, I've probably already been guilty of that, but I hope that as you consider your future, that you will consider attending a college, perhaps a SUNY, perhaps a private college in New York. When I graduated from high school, I won't say when, but it was a few years ago, there were only about 30% of high school students that attended college across the United States, or even across New York. Now that number has risen to about 75%. The reason for that is that many students like yourselves know that a college education, either at a 2-year or 4-year program of study, is the requisite credential that many employers are looking for. I'm also proud, this will be my last commercial element, I'm also proud that for the first time in Morrisville's history this fall, we will be advancing a master's degree. Morrisville, never expected to really have bachelor's degrees, is now going to have graduate education. Our first master's degree will be in the field of food and agribusiness for people who want to assume a role as an executive in the ever-expanding field of agriculture, food production, food distribution, food safety, on and on. We have a program that's unlike any other within SUNY and any other across the Northeast. So I hope that as you consider college, you'll take a look at us. You will already, by the end of this week, be familiar with many of the facilities here at the campus. And our admissions team will be happy to extend to you a scholarship consideration because of your attendance here at Boys State. I can't tell you how thrilled we are at Morrisville to welcome you here. Each year I have the happy pleasure of welcoming you here. The energy and enthusiasm and the leadership that all of you have already demonstrated is infectious. As you march around the campus, many of us on the campus will be watching you from windows or walking alongside you. It truly is an honor to have all of you here. I hope that your days this week and in the years ahead, you can look back and say, I had a wonderful time interacting with my peers, I met some friends, and I certainly learned a lot from the American Legion leadership and the individuals that are here. I assume that with the rain stopping, that's my time to pause and give up. So thank you, Lord, for the assistance with the, and thank you for increasing the speakers. Again, we're thrilled that you're here. We know that you rank among the best and brightest that our state has to offer, and we look forward to seeing you throughout this week and perhaps again later on the campus. Welcome.
In appreciation for you coming by, Mr. Rogers, we have a couple of gifts. We have the usual assemblage of Boy State souvenirs. And a certificate of appreciation. Okay. Our next speaker is also an old friend of Boy State, who's always willing to give us his time. I'm speaking about Senator Joseph A. Grippo. He's a former mayor. He has a lengthy CV, which he prefers me not to read. So without further ado, Senator Grippo. I don't see it.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Welcome to Boy State. First time in 2 years that anybody's been here, so that's pretty impressive. And as Dr. Rogers said, and he went on pretty good, you know, they're all professors before they become presidents, right? And that's what it's going to be like when you get into a lecture hall, right, Dr. Rogers? And so thank you for hosting us. We appreciate that. SUNY Morrisville is one of our greatest campuses, many good ones. But how about all of you guys? Let me see if we can learn a little bit about you. Let's see who can be the loudest here. We got anybody from Western New York here? Let's hear you. Come on, that's it. How about Long Island? Anybody from Long Island? I think they got it so far. We got any New York City? The Big Apple, let's go. How about the North Country? Anybody from the Southern Tier? About the Hudson Valley? Whoa. Obviously, I almost forgot one. Central New York, where are you? Well, it's a pleasure to be with all of you tonight, and it's really a great honor because you're going to be with some very impressive people over the next several days while you're here. These fine men behind me, all of these veterans, and they are truly veterans. Not only do they participate in American Legion duties and have they served and continue to serve our community, but more importantly, they served our nation. So this week, get to know these guys, get to learn a little bit from these guys, and let's give them all a very big round of applause. These are our heroes. And you will have the unique distinction and honor to work with the United States Marines this week. So let's hear it for the USMC. Come on. So this is an opportunity this week for you to be immersed in something, to learn about your government, to improve upon your citizenship and your engagement in your communities. So take advantage of that. Learn, you'll develop additional character, you'll have great valuable lessons, you will meet new friends, lifelong friends, and you will also be able to contribute as you leave this fine institution and this great program, the benefits and the things that you are able to gain from this, because you will be immersed over the next week, will be a valuable resource and something that will walk and be with you the rest of your lives. So remember that and take advantage of that, okay? And you know one of the most coveted things at Boise State, because you're going to be talking about elections, what's the most coveted office in Boise State? Governor, everybody says? No, you know what it is? One of you, if you're lucky, could be named Special Ambassador to Girls State at Brockport next week. What do you think? Anybody want to volunteer? All right. So congratulations to each and every one of you. The best of luck. Have a great week here and make this a productive week. And we look forward to all of you becoming the leaders of our nation in the future. God bless you all.
Put that on there for you.
In appreciation for all you've done for Boise State, we give you yet another certificate of appreciation and a few little Boise State tokens.
Thank you.
Okay.
Commander.
Thank you so much. All right. Okay, gentlemen, we're going to take just a short break while we get organized to do our next ceremony. If you need to stand and stretch briefly, do that and sit back down. You're going to do the plaque, right? Okay.